Hey guys, this is Charles Leeglader, Extension Weed Scientist at the University of Kentucky. And what I want to talk about today is Hophornbeam Copperleaf, which is a weed we don't talk about too much, so I just want to highlight it a little bit today. And so this plant right here, this is Hophornbeam Copperleaf, and right next to it is prickly sida. So I wanted these two right next to each other, as they do often get misidentified, and the cotyledon stage, they do look very similar. So the best way to tell them apart is by looking at the leaf serration. So this is Hophornbeam Copperleaf. You can see the serrations are a fine serration, and they're pretty pointed. The serrations are a little bit more pointed, and you compare that to your prickly sida leaf or teaweed leaf, and then you can see those serrations are a little bit more rounded and a little bit more of a coarse serration in comparison to that Hophornbeam Copperleaf. Okay, so there's the Hophornbeam Copperleaf, fine serrations, and there's the prickly sida with the coarse serrations and a little bit more rounded than pointed. Okay, so remember, Hophornbeam Copperleaf, fine serrations. Teaweed or prickly sida is going to be coarse serrations. Okay, now the reason I want to talk about Hophornbeam Copperleaf is just simply because of its emergence pattern. This weed really doesn't start coming up until June, late May into June, and oftentimes, especially in corn and even in soybeans, it is coming up after our residuals have already broken, and it's coming up after our post applications are being made. So oftentimes we see late escapes of this, and it's simply due to its late emergence. We can control it with a lot of different herbicides out there. Glyphosate, Liberty, Flexstar, those are all products that will control this weed. But again, the reason we have a little bit trouble with it or see it a little bit more often is simply because of its late emergence pattern. It often escapes those pre-emergence herbicides as it comes up after those products have already broken, and then we even have it come up a lot of times after our post-emergence application. So just a weed I wanted to highlight there, Hophornbeam Copperleaf, late emergence in our crops, and that's often why we see it late in the season. So until next time, thanks for tuning in.